Okay, this is Toxicity, built by ARC GuiltySpark, and this is the HAMMERFALL Grifball Court Contest. And I just have to put my headphones on. There we go. Now I can hear myself. Okay, this is actually the third time I've recorded this video. I had a problem with it being about 40 minutes the first time I did it, so it was a bit too long. Re-recorded it the second time, and my audio cut out. My voice audio cut out. So I should be really good at doing this by now. So first thing you'll notice is there is a severe, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's a severe frame rate issue on this court that has to be resolved. And I can probably give you some tips on how to do that, but it's up to you to figure out where it's coming from, but I can give you some ideas, okay? First thing is you have to lower your piece count. Your piece count is at 1509, I think that says. I can barely make it out. It's 1509. And we're going to get that way down, okay? And first thing you can do is go through your entire map and look for places where you're using pieces where you shouldn't and too many pieces. Like here you've got a blocker team pass one way on the back wall here that's absolutely unnecessary. Okay, so we're just going to delete that. And then if you look at this back wall here, it's made up of, how many pieces is it? It is made up of 24 pieces. Okay, so let's push that out of the way. Oh, sorry, that's including these blocks up here. Anyhow, those are getting deleted as well. So, how can I say it? I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to show you how to save pieces there too. But the like, you see how you made the tunnel entrance thick by using 3 pieces across there? You don't need that for the interior ones, okay? Like all these here, okay? These ones only need to use the innermost piece. Okay? I think there's still more I can take off. Yes, there is. There you go. So now there's 2 pieces here. That's all you need. Here, I'll put those back in and I'll show you. Oh shoot, I went and deleted them by mistake. That was my bad, sorry about that. What I'll do is I'll take this one, and I'll take this one, and this one. Oh, that's all one piece. Oh, see? This is all you need. You just need the one. You have one piece there, and then another one here. You see, because you can only see the inside of this. There's absolutely no reason to be using 9 pieces or whatever that was to make that one wall when you only see the inside of it, okay? So simplify. It's as easy as that. So let's get rid of this. See, these are all pieces you didn't need. Same as this piece here. We're going to reserve this. And we're going to get rid of all these because you made these pieces so that on the outside it was nice and even. You don't need to do that because no one can see these pieces. Okay? So we're going to get rid of those. And accidentally get rid of the one I wanted. Anyhow, you're left with one large chroma that you can use as the back, and that's all you need is the one large chroma. I'm not sure if you... oh yeah, you just had this shining on the chroma. So simplify considerably as much as you possibly can. Simplify. Another place you can simplify is right here. This is an easy one. You see this blocker here, I'm going to ungroup it. That's 7 blockers. You only need 1, so I'm going to delete that. This here is 5. You can delete that. Oops, I duplicated it. And I'll show you how you can replace that. That was 12 pieces, and we're going to replace them with 2 pieces. Okay? So knock the piece count down by 10. So we'll just go to extras, invisible blockers, block. We're going to get we're going to back up a little bit so we can spawn it. We're going to get the block. We're going to start at the bottom, work our way up. We want the 128, 60, that one right there. Well, 64, 64 by 128. Okay. And then next we're going to grab the one-way blocker. We're going to get the third one from the bottom. We're going to change that to red team. So that's red team. And then you're just going to stick that to this with magnets just to line it up. Okay, where are they? Come on. There they are. Okay, now that's a bit that's not even, so we're just going to move it over 0.5. So it's flush. Okay, so that's flush. So we'll group these two pieces together, and so that was 12 pieces before. Now it's 2, and you'll see that it does the exact same thing as your 12 pieces did. I'm not sure exactly how high you had that, but there you go. I guess you had that just to the height where it matches up with that. Okay. That actually should be a bit higher. You always want to leave a bit of headroom above the spawns to make sure players can spawn there. So that replaces the 12 pieces that you put in there. Of course, you're going to be a little more accurate at placing them. I'm just doing this as a demonstration to show you how you can save some of your pieces. Okay, so we've saved, I don't know, 50, 60 pieces just in the launch area alone. If you add them all up, it turned out to be quite a few pieces. So that would be both sides. So you're looking at 100 to 120 pieces you can save just by cleaning up your spawn areas. Okay, another area that's troublesome for frame rate is this right here. I'm just going to push this out so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This hole in the wall here, it's gorgeous and it looks great and it really blends in nicely with this pipe, and I like how you made the water level exactly the same as the lowest brick level on here. So all that's great, but you're going to have to simplify. This piece is well, there's 64, and not sure how many pieces are in here. 64 and another 16. And another 4. So what's that? 80. I forgot. I lost count. 86, 87 pieces, something like that. 84. I don't know. I lost count there. So you can probably get away with maybe using 15 to 20 pieces. It won't look quite as good as what you had it, but it will still have the same effect, and you'll have a considerably lower piece count. Another area where you're going to want to lower your piece count is on these cables here. You can still use them, but spread them out so you only need to use half as many of them, because those cables can definitely cause frame rate, especially when you have so many of them. So use maybe half as many of those cables and spread them out across your entire map, of course, so you're going to be using it like half the number of cables. Another problem area is your lighting. Come down here and look how many lights, and those are all doubled up. Okay, those are all doubled up. There's no way you need that many. Okay, maybe to get the exact look you're wanting to get, you need to use that many, but I'm absolutely sure that you can get the same effect. Here, I'm just going to ungroup those. I believe you can get the exact same effect by lowering your light and making it bigger. You see? See, that's the area of light on that one. That's the area. Here, I'll delete these two so it doesn't confuse. See, I've lowered the light, and oh, I must have had them grouped. I deleted more than I wanted to. Let me just take these here. Okay, and I'm just going to lower them. And you see they cover a much larger area when you make them lower. Plus you can still make them larger. You just have to adjust their size and their width. And see if you can do it with one. Okay, I see what you're doing with the two lights. Okay, they're slightly different. Wait a sec, are they? Yeah, what's mixed on here? The gobo is mixed, so that's okay. You've got two different gobos. But just play with your size and angle. You might have to make it bigger. You'll definitely have to increase the length or decrease the length to get it to be the proper length. But I'm sure you can use about a quarter as many lights as what you have out here and get almost the exact same effect inside the map. They say that'll require a little bit of tweaking, of course. That will require a bit of tweaking to get it to look the way you want it to look. And I think, yeah, sorry, yeah. So, as I say, you're going to have to adjust it. I was just doing it quickly there. But it won't have the high definition that you have in here. Okay, because the gobo will be larger. But it's going to have, as far as the players are concerned, it's going to have the same effect. It may not be exactly how you want it to look, and as I say, it will be a little less defined as far as the gobo is, because you're using a larger one. But as far as the players are concerned, they're gonna see it as the same thing. So if you can get your lights down to about half of what you have, and if you ideally a quarter of what you've got there, okay. So that will help with that. Reduce the number of cables here as well, because cables seem to take a lot of performance for some reason. I'm pretty sure these steam things, I've seen one of the Grifball courts has a couple dozen of these for like huge waterfalls, and they don't seem to really mess with the performance as badly as you might think, because his map had frame rate on it, and I deleted all the waterfalls, and it was exactly the same. It made no difference deleting all the waterfalls, so we put them back, of course. Let's see, so that's frame rate taken care of. Oh right, since you have two of these, I'm going to show you that back wall again. I'm going to go inside the blue, and now you see that back wall, all you can see is the chroma, okay? So you don't need the one-way team pass. If you're concerned that players are going to get out there, just put a regular single 128 cube block down to take care of, to contain them. Yeah, because that's a chroma there. So you see, you've got your chroma so that it matches up with this tube, but it makes no difference because no one can see the outside of your court. So there's no reason to make your chroma like that. Oh, wait. Let me just put that back for a second. I'm going to just ungroup it. And I'm just going to grab this chroma here. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 chroma's gone. And then you just put that one back. See, there's no problem doing it like that because no one can see the outside of your court anyway. So that's going to be the exact same effect you had there. See, exactly the same. You're using one chroma. Let me generate lighting here because this opened up. Yeah, see, it looks exactly the same. There's no difference whatsoever. And of course, you'll get rid of all the extra tunnel pieces that you're using here. So that's some of the culprits, but the absolute main culprit is your ceiling. Okay, this is just, I understand what you're doing and why, but it's just not the way to go about it. You have I see that you have a very specific look that you're trying to get with your ceiling here. And I see the angle of it it's not how can I say it, the angle opens up as it goes up to the top, so that is a problem. And I don't have the exact count, but I think you've got a couple hundred pieces up there by my estimation, okay? Because each one of these is each one of those is 18, correct? Is that, yeah, each one of those is 18 by times approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So approximately 180 pieces that you're using for just that curve part, okay? 19. So that's more. So, we're going to just look at the comparison between the one you've made and what I would recommend, which is obvious. Sorry, primitives, rings, 96. You go to the bottom, and it's the first 2-footer from the bottom. Now I'm going to make this same height as the ceiling. Let's say to there. And then I'm going to put this oh wait, no, I have to turn it a bit. Don't I? Yes, I have to turn this slightly. Turn that a bit to match it, so it lines up nicely with the ceiling there. Okay, and then we'll move this back to where this is. That's the line of your wall where it matches the ceiling. And see the difference between the two, the difference between your ceiling and this ceiling, it's going to be that, okay? And that's not, to the player, they're not going to notice a difference. Okay, and I know what you're going for, and I know you didn't want to have it a perfectly round arc like that, but to a player playing, they are not going to notice the difference between the ceiling that you're trying to make and that shape there. Okay, so you just, obviously a matter of decorating them so they look the same. Oh, and you can be, that's the quarter piece. I think you can use the 1/8 piece as well, so you can even use a smaller piece than what I have there. So that'll end up being about 20 or that'd be about 30 pieces compared to 180 pieces. So I think that would be very that's a budget poorly spent on getting your ceiling to look exactly like that. Like, I like it. It's just unfortunate that the engine just can't handle that many pieces in such a small area, especially since it's a very, very little return on the investment of pieces you have. Okay, so you understand that then. So that between all of those items, like the cables on the floor, the lighting, and the number of pieces, you should be able to get your frame rate down. Okay, and what I also want you to do is since you're going to be tearing this all apart anyway, is what I would do is take your entire ceiling and group it all together and move it up. Okay, it's just a little bit low for a Grifball court, and the guideline we've been using is a wall hop ledge. Here, let me just make it here. A wall hop ledge is 16 feet. Okay, so let's just put some blocks down here. Invisible blockers. So the 16-foot block is the equivalent of a wall hop. So let's go 16 by 16 by 16. Okay. All right. And then on top of that, it's half of a 128, so a 64. So let's see if we can find a invisible blockers block. Let's go 16 by 16, 32. No, there's the smallest 64 is a 32 by 32 by 64. So that represents half the height of the 128 blocks that we use. That represents the wall hop ledge. Okay. So when we put those together, so on a regular court, that would be the clamber wall or the wall hop, and that would be half the height of the ceiling. To the normal height of a Grifball court, which is this is the normal height of a Grifball court is right here. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a bit of a visual representation. All my prefabs are like that. There's the wall hop, and then we have a 128 block which is twice that. So 128 block. That represents the height of a standard Grifball court. That is a half height, okay? So when we put these two pieces together, that is the lowest allowed height for a Grifball ceiling, okay? Anything lower than that, and the ball is going to get caught up on it, and you're going to frustrate players. So let's move this in here, and let's see how it compares. So let's put this here, and let's just line that up with your floor. Wait till it touches and then move it back up a bit. Okay. Right there's where it sits on your floor. And we have to go outside to see the height of it. See, that's the height. This is where the bottom of your pipe should be. Okay? And see, as it is right now, oh, see? This is where the bottom of those pipes should be, right here. That's how high your court should be. Okay? So it's not that difficult. So what you would do would be to group all your pipes, and then just use the blocks for these walls. These blocks here, and the ones up there. Just use taller blocks and just move everything up. Okay? And move everything up until you can see the top of this. Now, where's that ceiling I cracked open over here? Yeah, right here. That'll give you a better idea. Okay? So this pipe here, these pipes here, you're going to have to... Oop, I grabbed everything. That was a mistake. Okay, there, let it go this time. So, just for a comparison, these pipes here are going to have to be about like so. So, that shows you how high you have to make the ceiling. It's going to make this room considerably larger, but you're going to frustrate players when they go to pass the ball, and it just gets caught up in everything in the ceiling. Okay? So, use these blocks that you're using. These are 16, 64, 64. Either double up on those or find larger blocks like the... you can use some of the detailed blocks. Primitives, detailed. See, you have much larger detail blocks that you can use. See, you're using 64. You can use 128s. 128 by 128. And you see, no problem. And you won't be exposing any of the bits on these things, like the decorative parts. You know, all the decorative parts on the floor, like these things here. If you turn them around, see, they're quite flat on the back. And you know, you're gonna you apply your stone texture and all that, but you'll see that once you use this piece here, you can use one there, 3 across there, and 2 there, and 2 there. That's quite a lower number of pieces than what you're using now. Okay, and see, more than high enough for what you need. Okay, so that'll save you a bunch of pieces as well, making big solid walls like that. And then the final thing to do, once your ceiling is up that height, the final thing you want to do is you want to contain and prevent perches. Now, a perch is, this is what's a perch. This is a perch. Anything that you can stand on off the floor is a perch. And Grifball players can and will get up here. They'll grab the ball, and you know, they'll score a goal. They'll grab the ball and they'll hide up here in your pipes, and no one on the other team will be able to get at them. Okay, so you have to get rid of all perches, and the easiest way to do that is with 9 invisible blockers. You just put the Oh, those are primitives. Never mind. I thought I was invisible blockers, but those are blocks itself. Okay. Invisible blockers, block. You just grab the biggest block. And you're going to put 9 of them together. Okay, just until you have 9. Okay, so there we go. See? Oh, that was easy, except for this part. Okay, so we got 9. Group them. And this is, of course, this is after you've raised your ceiling. You're going to group those up. And then quite simply, you're just going to just lower them. You don't have to lower them all the way, but lower them so that there's no perches. Okay? It's okay to have things sticking out below it, because if a player throws a ball, they're going to expect it to bounce off of that. But this way, you've eliminated any possibility of escape. Any possibility of escape through there. You won't need kill volumes on your roof anymore. And it completely blocks off and perches. Like this up here, that would have been a perch as well. That blocks it off. So it prevents the ball from getting caught up on here, and it prevents players from getting up onto these things. So that'll be considerably higher, of course. But we have not changed the look of it at all, but now it's 100% contained with no perches whatsoever. So that's the last thing. You got a lot of work to do, but you have exactly 1 week to get it done. But I'd recommend doing it much, much quicker than that, because I have a feeling this map is going to have a few more issues that we'll have to resolve. So get your frame rate on control, make the changes I've suggested, update it, put a change log on your original map post so that we know you've made changes to it, and then we'll have a look at it again in our round 2 reviews. And the way I'm doing that is starting the day tomorrow, which is the day after the contest closes, I'm going to be doing a daily live stream of reviews of all courts that have been updated. So if you updated your court, you can message me on Xbox Live or in the contest thread at Forge Hub. Just put a note saying, hey, I've updated my map, you should have another look at it, and then I'll put it into the daily live stream where I go through the maps that have been updated, and we'll have another look at it. So get those issues resolved, and hopefully we'll it's a lot of work to do, but you know, you learn a lot when you build courts. Especially the more problems you have, the more you'll learn about forging, because it's the more issues you'll have to resolve. So that means next time you make a map, you'll already know that you can't just throw 100,000 pieces on and get away with it. You know what I mean? You have to figure out how to conserve your piece count and make your frame rate nice and solid. Okay, so hopefully we'll see this updated, and thanks for watching.